What's going on, guys? It's your boy Adjen back again for another Outerplane video. And for today, I'm gonna be sharing with you everything I know about Gnosis Nella. Her strengths and weaknesses, her playstyles, her best builds, her best team builds, yada yada. Just take note that these are just based on my playtesting with her, so just take it with a big grain of salt. Gnosis Nella is the latest festival character to be added into the game. And my oh my, her kit is just bonkers. But let's just talk about first her design. Her design is really top tier in my honest opinion. Very, very good looking design here. And also has some really nice fan service, especially for Booba lovers. Although I'm not that kind of thing. I am a legs enjoyer. So I prefer if she has some really nice exposed legs. But I think that's asking for too much. Her cleavage, her under boob or something like that is already pretty revealing. And yeah, let's not talk about the fan service anymore. Let's talk about her strengths and weaknesses. So probably her own weaknesses in the very first weaknesses that I can tell about Gnosis Nella is that she's not a DPS. Yeah, so some of you might be expecting that she will be dealing some massive PP damage because she has some really big, really pretty wording in her skill set that she scales with HP instead of attack, because usually those true scalers like Demidrakan, Canon, and Kappa hits pretty hard since they scale from those to their desired stats like defense and HP. But in the case of Gnosis Nella, she does not deal that much damage. Even if you transcend her to 6-star, she's going to be dealing some really minor damage. So you do not expect a really good damage from Gnosis Nella because her main strength is being a support character. Yeah, probably one of the best, if not the best, support character in the game, rivaling Monad Eva. But I think Monad Eva is still the best unit in the game, in my honest opinion, because Monad Eva can deal damage, contribute to damage. But Gnosis Nella is a really good support character, both in PvE and PvP, especially in PvP. Not so much in PvE because there are bosses that are immune to what she can do. So that already hampers her, that's already a minus to her score. Because not everyone is vulnerable to her debuffs. Some bosses are really immune to them, so it's such a shame. But in PvP, yeah, she's very broken. If you've seen my arena showcase of her pair with Ray, those combinations are really darn good. We will be talking about team building later on, but let's talk about her skills. One of her best skills is her skill 3. This one is a strip debuff. You can strip one buff from the enemy, especially in PvP if they have some immunity gear sets on them. You can strip those immunity and then she will strikes them, and she will attack them, and then she will inflict 100% chance to inflict stun on all enemies. This one can be resisted, by the way. So if the enemy has a high resilience, it has a chance to resist this one. But in most cases, since resilience gears are pretty much not usable by the player base, they disregard that one as something that useless. Everyone is immune. I mean, everyone is vulnerable to stun. So, in my, especially in our server, if this one hits, it's guaranteed stun. Guaranteed stun all the way, 100%. So, if you stun your opponent, they cannot make a move or use their skill set, and there are no ways to counter stun unless you have high resilience. That is the only way to counter stun, or unless the character is specifically says that they are immune to stun. But there are no character that are innately immune to stun, so everyone is vulnerable to stun. And if she stun them, it's already game over because of your teammates that can finish them in probably 1 or 2 shots. Very, very nice. Very, very strong support. Not only this one, her skill 2 also is a really, really good debuff support. This one is also an AoE attack. And has a chance to inflict irremovable, unbuffable debuff. This one is really a best counter to Monad Aba, because Monad Aba is usually casting the invulnerability ba, which is a protective shield where you cannot damage them. But if they have unbuffable, that is uncleansable, because also Monad Aba can cleanse debuff. So yeah, they will still get locked down by this one. Very, very nice. Very, very strong. And also, she has the increased skill cooldowns of all targets by 2 turns. This is the one, the same from the Diva from Tamara, which is also very, very nice. Very, very cool. It also lock your opponent to just using their normal attack. That is why this one is pretty much OP also. Very, very strong. Her skill 1 is just okay-ish. This one will increase her effectiveness, but that's just the thing. Her bread and butter for her skills are her skill 3 and then skill 2. That is how you use her. If we're going to be using her, use skill 3 first and then follow it up by skill 2. Her skill chain starter in PB is also very, very broken, especially in world boss. This max health HP cut is pretty bonkers, especially in world boss where you will be dealing lots and lots of damage, because the higher the level of the HP of the boss there, the more damage or the more score you will be getting. So this one is pretty much already a broken chain starter effect. So in PBE, she also has this quirk that makes her a top tier character in PBE. So yeah, PBE and PvP, she's broken. Yeah, that's all there is to it. That's how to summarize Nella in a simple term. Now, let's talk about her weaknesses again. In my earlier statement that she's not a DPS character, that is pretty much a fact. But that's not a weakness. Let's talk about the real weaknesses of Gnosis Nella and how to counter her. I've been facing a lot of Gnosis Nella in arena defense, and the very first thing that I noticed to counter her is that you just need to outspeed her. Her best build is going to be speed. Try to make your Nella to have as much speed as possible. This one is not the best one. I think 300 something is the highest speed that a mage can get. Still, they will still lose to something like Demi Blada. Demi Blada is her main nemesis. Why? Because if Demi Blada is very strong with her skill tree, even with just skill tree alone, I've seen some Demi Blada that can one-shot Nella. In our server, something like the one from our number 1 player, Bonkai, or even Cypher, or even Nile. In our server, shoutouts to those 3, or even Koshira. They can one-shot a lot of characters just with their Demi Blada alone. And Demi Blada, you cannot outspeed Demi Blada. She's the very fastest character in the entire game. The only way to outspeed Demi Blada is by countering her with another Demi Blada with some speed RNG in your favor. That is the only way to counter that one, and that is her main counter. That is her main weaknesses. Another weakness of Nella is that if you gear her with speed set, she's very much vulnerable to crowd control. And the queen of crowd control, which is before Nella comes, Dahlia. Dahlia can counter Gnosis Nella really, really easily. Just pros her, and then she will be dead before getting a turn. Yeah, that is the thing that I use to counter Gnosis Nella in our server in arena. Just use Dahlia. Dahlia plus maybe Tamara, and then wait, let me show you my team to counter this one, to counter Nella. Like for example here, yeah, this one, this team alone can really counter Nella. Dahlia, excuse, Dahlia will freeze Nella and all the other team members if they are not using some immunity set. Tamara will increase the skill cooldown. Roxy will proc her skill too. She will delete one character and then she will take a turn. Then use her AoE to kill them. And then if there are someone that survives, G Dahlia is there to clean it up. Wait, what happened? What's happening to my internet? I've lost some connection right there. Oh, I won 3 matches. Okay. Okay. So yeah, crowd control is also Nella's worst nightmare. And also when fighting against Nella versus Nella, it's all about speed. Who takes the very first turn wins the match. So right now in today's meta, it's all about speed RNG. So whoever gets the first turn wins. That's just how it is. That's how the meta works right now. I don't know about the other server, but in our server it's like that. Speed is still king, and that is why also speed is the best build for Nella. You can try to make other builds, but I don't think it will work out. Why? Simply because she's very pretty much squishy. She will not last that long, especially if your opponent is using something like a really hard hitter. Like I said already earlier, a really strong Demi Blada can already one-shot her. Yeah, so try to make her as fast as you can. For the necklace, use DS Array. You can get one for free in the event shop right now. In the story event shop right now. Although the substats there are... this one is meant for my DPS character, but I don't have any other spare DS Array. So I'm using this one here. This one should be for my other mage character. Excuse. For the weapon, this one is just a bonus for me. You can try to... I don't think there is a good weapon for mages that does not have... because she scales with health, right? It does not really matter as long as you give her a health percent main stat here, and then speed, health, something like this. Would be nice if you have some effectiveness to land the debuffs with a higher chance, because effectiveness affects the chance of landing a debuff. So more effectiveness is okay, but not really a mandatory. So yeah, speed is the best build for her, and also why speed? Because it makes her skill cycling faster. Yeah, the more speed you do, the more fast she will get a turn, and the more she get a turn, the more you will be wreaking havoc to your enemy or the PB content that you're tackling. Skill, priority, you can max them all out. But if you're a beginner, try to max out this one, skill 2 and skill 3, and then skill 2. Skill 1, don't really need to max this one out, but I am a min-maxer. And I'm already at endgame content, so I have a lot of skill books to max out some skills. This one, only max this one out if you're an endgame player. I don't really have a usage for her just now to really max this one out, but for world bosses or something like that, you really want to max this one out. But skill 1, no need to max this one. Only skill 2 and skill 3 max. Probably this one if you're aiming for a higher score in world boss something. For the dupes, do you need to chase the dupes? At Transcendence level 4, she will give a additional damage to effective. But this one is still not really high damage, so it's not really desirable. Even her 6-star Transcendence is also not desirable. But it gives her some priority push if she gets hit by an AoE attack, like the case of getting hit by Demi Blada. If you survive the hit from Demi Blada, then you will be able to wreak some havoc in your opponent. But yeah, this one are whale territory. If you are just an F2P or even a Dolphin, I don't really advise getting to 6-star because it's very expensive. Especially the rates are very low. In my honest opinion, in getting a copy, I was lucky. I got a dupe of her, but still that's not lucky. I get a lucky on my 8 multi on the second cycle of my trying to get her. So yeah, 3-star is already pretty good enough. You really don't need to go past 3-star, even though you cannot farm her shards. 3-star is pretty much broken already. Probably one of the most broken character at 3-star. That's the best thing that I can describe her. The most broken character at 3-star only. No need for dupes. And I'm really glad that you really don't need to spend that much for her to be really functional or to fully unlock her full potential. 3-star is already good enough. She is a broken support, broken control character, not a DPS. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And I think that's it for me for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a like and subscribe. I would really appreciate it if you could help me grow my channel more. And thank you to everyone who are supporting my channel. I appreciate every one of you. Until next time, peace.